Hey guys, somebody told me that you were interested in backyard farming. Here at ADO, we specialize in all your backyard farming needs. Come with me as we unpack your very own backyard farming kit. So we're unpacking a backyard farming kit, and there's no need to be intimidated by this. Here at ADO, we made this process as simple as possible for you. Inside your backyard farming kit, you can be able to find a poly tube. This here is one of the main components for being able to get water to your backyard farm. We have here your spaghetti tube. This here, along with our poly tube, helps the water get into your garden. We have ProMix. This ProMix is to be used to help start up your seeds. That also comes in your backyard farming kit. We have our seedling tray. Our seedling tray is where we house the ProMix that will house our seeds for you to start your very own backyard garden. Nothing better than a little bit of fertilizer to get those plants started in a very, very healthy way. We have our drip tape. This drip tape will help to provide precise water to all of your plants that you put in your garden. We also have 1/4-inch spaghetti tube. These work along with the main poly tube and the drip tape along with the main spaghetti tube to deliver water to your backyard garden. And to the good part. Here at ADO, we provide you with a number of seeds so that you and your family can have a variety of fresh vegetables to eat from, such as broccoli, sweet pepper, cauliflower, carrots, onion, hot peppers, cabbage, and tomatoes. Here in your backyard farming kit with ADO, we provide a variety of fresh vegetables so that you and your family can be able to eat out of your very own backyard garden. Hey guys, it's me again. Not included in your backyard farming kit is this here. It's a bucket. What do we need this bucket for, guys? This bucket here is to hold our water. But we're using a chlorine bucket. But you could use whatever you have available, whether it be a 5-gallon bucket or even a 55-gallon drum, those that we use to take out our trash. But the key is that we just need something that can hold a lot of water. So with our bucket here, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a hole the size of a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. To make it easier, what we've did is that we've got this drill bit. Here at ADO, we provide these services for you guys if you need help with setting up your backyard farming kit. Here's the number 2 Phillips screwdriver. We're going to use it just to be able to test our hole. And you can see, here at ADO, we do it perfect. We already drilled our holes. Now we're going to use our spaghetti tube to connect into our water source to go to our poly line. When you get your spaghetti tube from out of your backyard farming kit, you want to make sure that it is cut at a 45-degree angle. We would like to take this and we would insert it snugly right in there. Gotta give it a bit of a... We want to install our second line. Now let's take a look inside our bucket. We want to make sure that we see that our spaghetti tube has actually went through the bucket and is in a position to start receiving water. In your backyard farming kit provided to you by ADO, you would find this poly tube. Depending on the size of your garden, you can be able to adjust it to whatever length that you want. Now, with this poly tube, what we want to do is that we want to be able to firmly grasp this and bend this, and we want to be able to create this kink. This kink here will be able to stop any water from being able to come from out of your poly tube. What we're going to do is we're going to use electrical tape, and we're just going to wrap that right around this tube, just to secure this so that this doesn't go anywhere. Voila. We'll repeat on the opposite side. And again, right, we could make it as short as we want, or we could make it to as long as we want to be able to provide our electrical tape enough space to successfully wrap and restrict the water flow. Now, we have successfully prepared our polytube. We have successfully drilled the holes inside our bucket. We have installed our spaghetti tube inside our bucket, and we have prepared our polytube. Now, it's time to make the connection between our polytube and our spaghetti tube to get the water flowing. We want to get our number 2 Phillips screwdriver, and we want to be able to go to the side of the polytube that is facing the bucket. We want to be able to insert at a 45-degree angle and push in. We want to create a channel to insert our polytube. We're going to take our polytube and the 45-degree angle, we're going to use that to insert into our polytube. Want to make sure that gets in there nice and snug. We'll insert our second polytube. Now, the reason why we want to use 2 of these spaghetti tubes is because we want to be able to increase the water flowing into our garden. Now, depending on the size bucket you use, depending on the size garden you use, these could vary. Now, depending on what size bucket you use would determine on how many spaghetti tubes that you need so that you could be able to get the appropriate water flow for your backyard garden. If you need any assistance designing your backyard garden, feel free to contact ADO and our experts will help you get your backyard farming done right. After tying off your drip tape, at ADO, we recommend that we install 3 drip lines per garden bed. Here is how it should look once you're all done. And right now, we're going to connect our spaghetti tube to our poly tube and then to our drip tape. Like before, we're going to use our number 2 Phillips screwdriver to get the job done. We're going to come into our poly tube and we're going to make that hole right in there. And remember, at ADO, we recommend having 3 lines for each one of your garden beds. So we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to take our 1/4-inch spaghetti tube attachment. We're going to insert it at the 45-degree angle into our holes prepared by our Phillips screwdriver. We want to make sure that it's in there nice and snug. If it helps, turning it clockwise can really help you to get it in there. You say, well, how deep do I have to get it, right? It's generally just a feeling that you're looking for, right? You want to make sure that it isn't easily kicked out by anything moving. Now that we have our 1/4-inch spaghetti tube attached to our poly tube, that is attached to our spaghetti tube, that is attached to our drum that holds the water, we're just about finished. All we need now to do is attach our 1/4-inch spaghetti tube to our drip tape that we have already cut to the size of our garden so that we could be able to provide precise water to all of our plants. And we're going to use a number 2 screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, at a 45-degree angle, and we just want to be able to get this hole right in here. If you could take a look, we do not want to go through the bottom. We do not want to go through the bottom. Through the bottom is a no-no. We want to come and we want to just get it there like a phlebotomist getting blood. We're going to now take our 1/4-inch spaghetti tube and we're going to insert it inside the hole that we created in the drip tape. Now this is where we're going to provide water to the entire drip tape line. Now we're going to duplicate this, in fact triplicate it across all 3 of our drip tape lines. So now that we have finished installing all of the hardware components for our backyard system provided to you by ADO, here's the fun part. We're adding the water. Using this method of watering your plants helps you to be able to add fertilizer directly to your water source so that you do not have to separate fertilizing from watering your plants. The drip tape provided in ADO's Backyard Farming Kit provides precise water inputs into your backyard garden. Here you can see that you can be able to plant directly where the water is coming. But do not be afraid, because roots find water. Plants' roots would naturally find this precise water input. Aren't you excited? We just completed our first backyard farming kit. Here at ADO, our passion is agriculture and our vision is you, supporting everyone with getting their backyard farming kits, aiding to food security in the Bahamas. Contact us so that you can be able to learn how to become a volunteer at a number of our community farms, and you can be able to learn more farming techniques just like this.